Welcome everyone. 10.1 patch rundown. The first patch of season 10. So what do we know about this patch? General state of the game. Locket is too strong because of that. Berserkers are annoying. Hush is too strong because of that. Blender and Berserkers are annoying. Yeah, I'd like to see Blender and Hush nerfed. Hush is just so oppressive. Yeah, I'd like to see nerfs directly to like Nocturne and Sivir, because I think if you nerf Steel or other aspects of Blender like Desert, it hurts other compositions that use that stuff. I think Light is still going to be bad, but we'll see what the changes are. Alright, Lunar. Every 7 seconds. So Ocean is every 4 seconds, right? So this is probably not going to happen more than twice a fight. Stacks up to 4 times. Maybe. Your team gains 15 crit chance, okay, and damage, and spell power. Okay, that's like pretty good. Leona is a level 1 or tier 1 warden, lunar warden. Pretty standard health and armor. And AD, I guess. I never look at the 3-star values. Low attack speed, okay, just like standard warden, 50 out of 100. Lunar barrier. Leona reduces all damage done to her, okay, by 40-90 for 5 seconds. Seems kind of bad. 50 out of 100 though, so maybe like she gets autoed twice and then procs it right away, and then she's just buys like an extra 3 or 4 seconds. 90 damage. Maybe it's okay, because she has... Maybe it's okay. Karma, tier 3 Mystic, Lunar Mystic. Health, whatever, low arm, okay. 75 out of 100. Okay, so she almost insta-ults. At the start of combat, Karma tethers to her closest ally. Okay. Karma shields the tethered ally, or a random one if the tether is dead. Okay, for 5 seconds. Absorbing 250, 400. 400's a lot. 800 damage. While the shield holds, the ally receives 60, 70, 80. Okay, so yeah, this seems pretty good. Like, not only is it a Mystic and like the Lunar, but even like without Lunar, if you're just putting her in as like a Mystic instead of Soraka or Janna, in certain comps, like this attack speed is huge, right? 70 is like 4.5 recurve bows. Not to mention the shield. It's basically like giving them Locket and 4.5 recurve bows. The shield is 5 seconds. Yeah, so it's like a free Locket on on like your main carry. So it's like good at defending against assassins or like whatever. Flutterbug, Craggle, and Talker. I don't buy these, but they look cute. This one looks the cutest. Last Whisper. So, okay, repeating is dead. No one used it. I actually thought it was like not that bad, but it kind of was. Crits reduce the target's armor by 90% for 3 seconds. So it's like Desert 4. I don't know how good this is, because almost any comp that is running Assassins techs in Desert anyway, so a lot of units have low armor values, so if you're reducing it by 50 and then also 90, I don't think this is that good. It seems pretty bad, actually. Titan's Resolve, Chain Vest. So Phantom Dancer's gone. When the wearer is hit or inflicts a crit, okay. They gain a 2% stacking damage bonus, up to 100%. At 50 stacks, the wearer gains 25 armor and MR and increases in size. Resets every round. Okay. This is important, because if it didn't, if you just got this early, you just get free stats forever and like a ton of damage. I don't think this is that good. Like, if you're getting crit that often, you're just dead anyway. Yeah, I feel like it's more about the offensive. If you put this on a frontline unit, even if they're tanking like 4 crits, like first of all, frontline units don't really do that much damage. They're never ever gonna get to 50 stacks. This, like, I don't think this ever happens. Imagine getting crit 50 times. This seems pretty bad too. Bramble Vest is replacing Thornmail. So I think this reads as it turns a crit into a normal attack. Essentially what Phantom Dancer was after it got completely gutted. and the reason that like assassins are problematic. Because Phantom Dancer blows. Okay, so 2-star unit 120. This is like more damage than Thornmail ever did, so that's already good. It's already, just with this, it's already better than Thornmail. Except for like on Braum. So maybe Thornmail's like usable on certain Wardens. And then it's basically like Phantom Dancer and Thornmail combined, but better than Thornmail. So this is pretty good, I think. The problem is it's 2 chain vests. Wow, 2 chains. Oh my gosh. I'm both disappointed and I love it at the same time. I don't think this is good. Or this. So it's like you're competing, like Chain Vest is competing with like Locket. Frozen Heart might be a lot better now. Iceborne Gauntlet looks a lot better. And then GA. So there's like, it's like, if you're unless you're getting like 3 chain vests from creeps or something, you're probably not investing in this very often. But at least it's better than Thornmail was. Like Thornmail sucked, and if you ever got it late game or from like Dragon or whatever, it was just like, okay, this is terrible. So it'll at least be good for like 120 is a decent amount. Actually, this is kind of a lot. Yeah, wait, this is a ton. Wait, what? To all nearby enemies. Oh, okay. So I don't think it's that good then. I think it only reflects to people near you, so it's pretty bad. It's like a better electric. Well, it's like a worse electric. Like this is equal to 2 electric, and this is half as much as 3 electric. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. I'd like to try this actually with electric. Frozen Heart, it basically, mini rework, I think it's just getting buffed from 25 to 40, and then instead of the set, like, if you remember in set 1, double Frozen Heart Pike was just broken. Instead of it stacking, it just increases the radius, which is good. I hated this item, like, air map, it's so annoying to face. It's just like, no one can attack. It's basically CC. So now it is, after casting a spell, the wearer's next basic attack freezes. Okay, so now it literally is just CC. I think this will be good on like Ezreal, Kindred, probably no one else. No one else really has that small of mana pools. Like maybe Kog'Maw? Cog only has a 40 mana pool. But I feel like this is like your last priority on Cog. Onyx Spark, before it was 90 true, and now it is enemies within 3 hexes. So this is actually pretty big. As long as this means 3 hex radius and not 3 hex diameter, which wouldn't make sense because then it'd be 1.5 hex radius, which doesn't work in this game. So this is pretty big actually. Enemies within 3 hexes that cast a spell are zapped, taking magic damage equal to 200% of their max mana. It's worse against, I think it's worse against units that spam spells, which is like why you'd want this anyways. But it's better against units that have like costly spells. I don't know. Ionic was not very popular either. This seems problematic. I read about this. So QSS, it's just there's like a 3-second cooldown right now. Now there just isn't. You just can't be CC'd. Olaf and Singed have been problems in the past because of this fact. It's like, I don't know, I'm just envisioning this on like Nocturne. It's like, what do you like right now? The only counterplay to Blender is like heavy CC, right? Can't be bursted because of steel. He can't be CC'd because of this, and he can't be killed because he heals. It's like, okay. So I'm not a fan of this. Locket, it now scales. Okay, this is good. I feel like early Locket was just way too good. I honestly think they need to get rid of this. Like 8 is way too long. Because this essentially reads, oh, I get 15, this is like 1500 HP. Early game, that's so much. When you have all 1-stars, like most 1-stars have like, what, 600 or less HP? So you're getting like 3 units worth of HP on your team, or on the field. That's just too much. So if you get Locket like out of the gate, it's just like a free win. So, I mean, 50 less, whatever, it's a start. I wish it was like this and maybe 6 seconds or 7. But at least it's nerfed at level 1 and level 2. Ludens, 150, it's now 120, 160. So it is a buff on a 2-star. I think the only people that really use Ludens are like Predators. So this might be huge, actually. 200 with Pred, like double Luden's Cog or something. Static Shiv as well. So like on a 1-star it's less, but everything else it's more. Again, this is like a buff to Predators probably, because 3-star Cog with like double Shiv hitting 400 magic damage every couple autos. Twice, so 800 damage with the execute, plus Ludens and Shiv both proc poison, so oh thank goodness. So 5% more off Hush. Just delete it, seriously, it's so annoying. They either need to just rework Sivir or delete it, because her thing bounces way too much. And same with Olaf, it's just like, oh, I have RFC Hush, and now it's just a cone of silence and like glacial and silence and damage. It's like, that's not fun. It just blows. Red buff and Morello are 2%. Okay. It's like a 10% nerf though. I don't know. This is like a nerf to Singed. A lot of units that use Morello, it's more about the healing reduction than the burn, because they do a lot of, like Brand, he just does a lot of damage. So I don't know if this is that huge to him, but Singed base damage is actually pretty low. It's like 100% Morello. Same with the Moo, it's like pretty low, and then it's just getting Morello on like 5 units like 3 times in one fight that deals a ton of damage. Traits. Druid, 40 to 45. Okay. No one really picks these up, and I think part of it isn't that they're bad, it's that they're so expensive, because you're not only holding like your Druid woodlands on the field, but you're like, you can't win the game with druids, so you're always pivoting out of them. So you're always picking up the woodlands and other units, whereas most of the time you're just picking up other units and playing them. So it's kind of expensive to have these. You're just losing a lot of interest gold early. But I don't know, maybe they'll come back into play more. Okay, so they buffed 6 light and 9 light. I played a 9 light game yesterday and it was not good at all. I think light is still bad. The problem with light is not this, right? 10% attack. It's more so you're just running a lot of really weak units like Jax and Vayne, and like Nasus is good, but he falls off really hard. And it's really hard to like 3-star all of them and also hit like 2-star Yorick. It's just like pretty unreasonable. You have a super small window. You have to get like 6 Nasuses and 6 Vaynes, and then 3-star them right after Krugs, and then build your econ up so you can level and hit like level 2 Yorick. I really just don't think this is the problem. It's more so the unit. So 2 Ocean got nerfed. Probably needed. I don't know if I like it because I run 2 Ocean a lot, but it's so easy to just pick up Thresh Nautilus and put them in like every comp, because they're both Wardens, they're both good units, and they're both Ocean. 5 less mana. I think it's probably needed, yeah. Shadow. I hate Shadow. Like, it feels so bad getting legendaries and then just getting like 1-tap by Kindred with like Seraphs. It's like Kindred 2 just kills your whole team with Seraphs, and you can't even like stun her because she's just jumping everywhere. So I don't like seeing this. I think Shadow fell off a lot because Senna got over nerfed, and Master Yi kind of blows, so your late game is like not that. Okay, champion balance. Vayne, 50 more HP. I don't know if that does anything. 1% at each tier. Warwick, mana reduction and ability boost. I actually already thought Warwick did a lot. Like in Predators, he's usually like the first one to be thrown out, but like 3-star Warwick doing 700, this is like almost always a kill, right? He'll ult someone who's low-ish health and then just execute them. And then he also like heals for the full amount even when they get executed, so I already thought Warwick wasn't that bad. It's more so just that Predators aren't super viable right now. But maybe this is like an extra ult every fight, which means they're way better early. It seems like Predators got buffed a lot just from like the item changes, right? Like Luden's Static are buffed on Preds, especially since you're usually 3-starring Cogs, so you're looking at like 50 damage buff, and then like, so this was 300 before and now it's 400, so 100 damage buff. Jax, 50 more health, 5 more AD. I guess they're trying to buff light. I still think it'll be bad. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is enough to tip it back into like a decent spot. 10 more damage on each minion. I mean, 2-star, this is like 210, right? Because you have 3 minions. 210 every like 1 second, or I don't know. Like, Malzahar doesn't feel great, but with the Shadow buff, 5% plus this, Like an ocean map with Shojin and Morello, super obnoxious. Nico buff, okay, so this also makes it more worth it to pick up Woodlands. The problem right now with Woodlands is like even if you get 2-star Nico and throw like Morello or something on her, she just ults really late. And since her ult is random, it can just like hit the worst target ever. Like sometimes it's like, oh, there's 3 people here, hit them, and then there's like 1 person here, and she'll just be like, eh. So that's kind of a bummer, but this is pretty big. 20 mana. It's like 2, it's like 2 or 3 autos earlier, which is kind of a lot. Senna, mild buffs at rank 2 and 3. Okay, yeah. I like this because she was pretty useless. But I didn't like I like how they left the level 1 alone, because if you just had like Morello out the gate on an ocean map and you had Senna, it felt oppressive on release because she just like do so much damage. So that's good. Oh, Skarner's buff too. So level 2, 10% more attack speed. Oh, level 1 is 20. Okay, that's actually kind of significant. Syndra, 15 less mana. Especially with the ocean change. Varus. Okay, they just buffed Varus 3. It seems weird, like they want people to just go for 3 stars. Like this. Aatrox 3, 1200 damage. It's like no one's spending 21 gold on Aatrox. 100 more health. Aatrox is like only ever used in Blender when you're like waiting on getting Master Yi. So he's pretty bad, especially since set 1 Aatrox was like a legend and now it's just like pathetic. 50 damage, 100, and then 200. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of light buffs now adding up. You've got Jax, Vayne, Aatrox, all the weak units from light. Because, like, Lucian's pretty good, and obviously Yorick is, like, really good. Nasus is good, he just falls off. So, I don't know, they buffed all the trash units by, like, a significant amount. Azir. Azir is already good. You can have, like, a level 1 0-item Azir, and then at the end of the fight, you're like, oh, he did the most damage. I mean, it's not that much. It's 25. It's just 25. 25, 75. I don't know. I feel like this is unnecessary. Azir's already pretty good. Nocturne, okay, good. So 0.05 attack speed and 5 AD. Is it enough? Like, who cares about this? It's more about that he can just get BM procs all the time. Kiana, nice. Getting chain stunned by Kiana is so annoying, so half a second off. That's good. 3-star Kiana, more damage, okay. Okay, this is really good. Sivir, stupid. I really wish they would just say like level 1 Sivir's boomerang only bounces 4 times, and then level 2 bounces 6 times, and level 3 bounces 8 times. Cause 10 is just so much. Even when with Hush nerfed, right? It's like, okay, if you have 10 chances every auto to proc Hush, and Hush is like 4 seconds, right? So it's like 20% chance, 10 times each auto for 5 autos. It's just too much. It's like guaranteed, basically, which is just super annoying. Annie Tibbers. Okay, so less damage at level 1 and more at level 2 and level 3. Holy. Level 3 Tibbers is 1500 attack damage. This like one-shots you. And it scales with AP, I think. I mean, I've never seen a level 3 Annie, but Twitch is still so bad. Like, it's like, even now with the Vayne buffs, it's like, okay, am I running Vayne or Twitch? It's like Twitch is a 4 cost. Or if you're running Poison, you're like, well, I don't have Singe 2 yet. I'd rather roll 5 extra times than spend the money for Twitch 2. It's just useless. He's still just terrible, I think. Amumu. Okay, Amumu needed to be nerfed, for sure. I wish they nerfed Infernal a little as well, but whatever. I guess they want you to feel like you just win if you get a 3-star legendary, which is probably fair because it never happens. Okay, so they're nerfing his damage and the duration at 1. Oh, and they're reverting this mana chain. Oh, well, it's just... Okay, this is actually just a nerf to, like, second cast, right? Because you have to gain 75 mana to cast. Same with here. It just means if you want to do 2 or 3 Amumu ults every fight, you have to gain 25 more mana than before. Which is good, because sometimes with like a couple defensive items on a Mumu, it felt like he could just chain alt. Like a Mumu 1 would just chain stun like 6 units for 2 seconds. Which felt terrible, obviously. Master Yi, yeah, Master Yi is pretty bad. So, ability bonus damage. This is pretty significant, 25. Because it's on hit. He gets like double attack speed, and he has 1 attack speed, so... Level 2 Master Yi. That's a lot. I mean, 2 attacks every second for 100 bonus damage plus his AD plus whatever items. And this scales. Like, if you give him Rage Blade, this scales off that. Nami damage is going down by 50. Okay. I mean, Nami's not really about this damage. It's more about the applied damage to her allies, as well as being a good Morello user. And then, like, obviously the Tidal Wave knockup is huge utility. So, I don't know. Nami's really good, so this is probably whatever. And then the bugs. Untargetable units can no longer be impacted by crowd control. What? Does this mean like when Malphite randomly ults Zyra plants and you're like, really, dude? Hopefully. I love when they say this, because it's like you tried earlier and it just clearly didn't work. Actually fixed a bug where Annie could start gaining mana again after... Okay, yeah. Yeah, this happens. Like if you make Annie a mage and one Tibbers dies, then she just like starts gaining mana again, and you can just like get more and more Tibbers out, especially if you're running like Ocean Mage Summoner variant and you're getting like 4 Ocean. By the time someone kills Tibbers, she just has another one ready. And I mean, like Tibbers is freaking crazy, right? 350 attack damage. So probably good. Nice, not a bad patch. I'd like to have like maybe this and the Hush nerf. Change. It won't. Who are we joking? Blender's still a thing. Maybe it's not quite as oppressive. Like, I don't know. When you're critting for that much damage, like, does 5 AD really matter? Probably not. When you're one-shotting people with double IE, does attacking 0.05 less really matter? I think this is the biggest thing, like the Hush nerf and also the duration. Because then it's like if you don't get hushed in the first ability, you can probably clean up with the right amount of CC. But then again, it's like they're also adding this, right? So now it's like, well, I'll just throw a QSS on Nocturne and he can never be stopped. It's like, come on. I think Blender's not dead, which is sad. I'm hoping Zerkers get... Like, Zerkers got... I mean, Locket's nerfed, right? Locket and Hush are nerfed, which Zerkers use. But then it's like Jax got buffed and he was the worst one. I don't know. I think Zerkers are still here too. Okay, so do Sivir bounces have a 20% Hush chance every bounce? Correct, yeah. So, like, each time it hits a unit, it rolls 20%. So if the first one misses, that doesn't mean the second one misses. Likewise, if the first one hits, it doesn't mean every single one hits. And not only that, but it can bounce back and forth between targets, which is stupid, right? So like, let's say you have 4 units. It can go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's like, I don't know, it's just stupid. They need to just change this. When is patch live? Tomorrow morning? It's Tuesday, right? Yeah, like tonight at, probably like tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. They'll probably shut servers down for maintenance at like 2 a.m. tonight or something. So not a bad patch. I think Zerker is still good. I think Predator got a lot of buffs. We'll have to see how Lunar shakes things up and how the Locket changes. Like the Locket changes plus the new items, like Because the other thing about the items is like when Locket is so good, it's because a lot of things that build out of the components are bad, right? It's like you have Rod. Most people aren't going for Ludens or even Deathcap or like Rageblade or any of that. They just want like Morello or Locket. Same with Chain Vest. It's like Frozen Heart blows. Thornmail was absolutely terrible. Phantom Dancer got gutted super hard. So it's like, what do people want? Locket or GA or like nothing, basically. So if you have more variety and like quality items, you see less things like people always going Locket. And then the meta changes a little. Because right now it's like Zerkers are so good with Locket because essentially, like the 6 Berserker buff is giving your whole team like 1.5 BF swords worth of AD for free, which is obviously just like crazy. So then it's like, okay, if you also give them a huge shield, like this is right now, this is 1.5 Giant's Belt. So if you're saying, okay, my whole team attacks in a cone with extra attack damage and they get extra health and they jump. It's just, and then also like Hush is just their only counter really is like getting owned by Brand. But now it's like, okay, if they have Hush or RFC, like Zerkers can also lose to Electric, but if you have Olaf with RFC Hush, Zed can't multiply. Electric doesn't even hit you because you're out of range. So Quicksilver is also a nice counter to Berserkers. That's true, yeah. That's the other thing I hate. It's like 20% chance for them to stun you with Glacial, and it seems like it hits like 10 times every fight. You're like, how? This is ridiculous. I'm interested in this. I really like playing Electric, so Lunar will be cool because Warden and Mystic fit into Electric comps really well as you're getting, crit chance and damage and then spell power. Plus, like, end game, if you have Karma next to Zed, giving him, like, a shield and, like, a lot of attack speed is very valuable. So, we'll see. And these look cool. I mean, I'm not going to buy them because I'm broke and I've never bought them, but I like this one. But pretty good patch. Thank you guys for watching. Going to continue just streaming every day, so I hope you will consider tuning in. Have a good one.